Okay, this video is going to be about using some of the standard shortcuts that are available in Windows inside of iScope. I'm going to go ahead and click down here where it says click here for help with selecting tasks, and I'm going to be putting this video down here, so probably by the time you're actually using iScope you'll see a little link down here for the video as well. This is something that is standard in almost all Windows programs. I use it in iScope as well, and it's something that if you do not learn, you will never use iScope or really any Windows program efficiently. This is something that you really need to sit and practice for a few minutes if you don't know what it is that I'm about to show you. So we're going to start off with shift click. Okay. We're going to come over here and we're going to left click on one line item, and then let's say that we want to select all of these line items. We're just going to merely press the shift key and then select the very last line item that we want to select. So we're going to make it remove carpeting. And you see how it selects the first one and the last one and all of them between. That's what's called a shift click. Okay, and like I said, not only is it used in iScope, it's used throughout Windows. So this is going to make your whole computing experience a whole lot better if you don't have this information already. You're really going to benefit from it. Come over here to see control click. All right. Control click's a little bit different than shift click in the way that it's not for selecting a range of items, it's for selecting individual line items. So let's start by selecting the first item, remove baseboard, and let's go ahead and press our control key, and then let's select another item. Let's say paint baseboard. And then let's select another item, remove carpeting. And while I'm doing this, I'm holding down the control key. Okay, you don't let go of the control key, because if you let go, I'm going to go ahead and let go now, and I'm going to select replace then paint baseboard. And guess what's going to happen? All these are going to become unhighlighted, deselected. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, and you see how these all became deselected because I was not holding down the control key. You definitely want to keep the control key down. So let's go ahead and control click multiple line items. Okay, and there's many uses for this. You might want to just delete them all, okay, or you might have wanted to move them. There's no telling. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the delete key right now, and you see it deleted all the ones that I had selected. You can also move line items. Okay. You can right click on the line items and save them as a macro. Okay, so you can see where it would be very important to understand how to control click and to shift click. All right, now the next thing we're going to talk about is the control A. Control A highlights everything in the room. So we're going to click on one item, then we're going to hit control A for all. Okay, A for all. All right. And that's going to highlight all the line items. Then you can right click and hit delete, or just hit delete on your keyboard, or whatever you want to do. You can copy the tasks and put them into a different room. Okay. The next one is going to be control C and control V. Control C is for copy and control V is for paste. There's also control X, which is cut. I didn't put that on here. But let's say that, let me move this down here a little bit. Let's say that, let's see what line item's in here. So if I wanted to remove paint rubber ducky, this is from an earlier video. If you were watching it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If I wanted to remove paint rubber ducky, I could hit Control X for cut. Now I didn't put Control X in here, but I could highlight that item and hit Control X, and it's going to cut that line item out of the room. All right, and then I could go into another room, right click and press paste. Okay, or I could highlight the item, I hit Control X for cut, go into the next room, and then see right here for Control V is for paste. So I could click inside the room, hit Control V, and it's going to paste the item in there. Now let's say I just wanted to copy the item instead of cutting it. Well, that's Control C for copy. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit Control C, go to the next room, click inside the next room, press Control V, and it's going to paste it, and it will have left this one here. Okay, now that's going to become really handy when you want to, let's say, hit Control A for all, and then hit Control X for cut, and then go back in here and hit Control V for paste. Okay, and then if you wanted to use your Control button, you can just Control click a few of those, hit Control X for cut, and Control V for paste. Okay, and if you didn't want to cut it, there again, you can always use Control C. So let's shift click and hit Control C, come back over here, hit Control V for paste, and there you have it. And let's go ahead and illustrate the shift click one more time. So let's say we click on this item, and then we'll come all the way down to paint ceiling. We're going to hold our shift key, hit paint ceiling. It hits the whole range. I'll hit Control C, come to the next room, hit Control V, and it pastes them. Okay? Or I can just go into the very next room, right click, and hit paste instead of hit Control V. But Control V is much faster. Okay? And like I said, you can use this working with files inside of Windows as well. So it's very, very important that you learn these keyboard shortcuts, because they're going to be used throughout your career, not just with iScope. And so that's pretty much, well, actually, you know what, I want to show you one other thing. Here's a little, let's go ahead and select a range using using Shift. So we're going to click this, hit Shift, click that, it's going to select a range. Then we're going to use the Control key. I'm going to hit Control, and then I'm going to left click on a couple of those. So I can hit the range and then deselect two, and then hit Control X for cut, and go into this other room, right click, hit paste, or I could have just hit Control V for paste. And that's pretty much all there is to know about copying and pasting and whatnot. And you know, most of you already know all this information, but there are people out there who don't know this information, and it's extremely important that you do, and it's extremely important that you practice it, because it's going to make you're going to write estimates 10 times faster if you use what I just showed you. Thanks.